So we're now in the third installment of the Prioritize Your Life 12-week personal leadership course and workshop for Christians. This week, we're going to talk about the truth about the rapture and the tribulation. And that should give you a clue right there. We've got a race to run, and you got to have the eye of the tiger to run it. So first, let me talk about what this study is not, because it's such a touchy subject. So it's not a purely intellectual discussion and debate to just argue that a tribulation rapture is either right or wrong. Okay, there's much more important considerations and practical consequences that affect our faith, our calling, and how we live right now. That's the more important thing. Now we can go back and forth about if it is right or if it's wrong and what's right and wrong about it, but at the end of the day, why we're doing this, why I made it part of prioritizing your life, is because it affects how we live right now and how we think about what is going to come in the future. The second thing it's not a presentation of our estimate about the exact date and time of the end times. Now, there's plenty of ministries that try to do this. There's plenty of cults that have tried to do this, where they try to figure out the exact date and time and they calculate all this stuff. And no, that's not what this is going to be. And quite frankly, trying to figure out all of these details is impossible. One, disobedient. Two, unbiblical, and Jesus tells us will be unfruitful. So it would be pointless to do that. Okay, so what this study is. First, it's a biblical justification on why you should have some serious doubts about a pre-tribulation rapture of the church. We're also going to consider why you should doubt the post-millennial view and a literal millennium. And I'll explain once we go along what those things mean. Another thing we're going to look at is I'm going to present a different view to consider about the nature and the timing of the rapture and the millennial reign of Christ on earth. And we're going to look at why it matters. The right view matters. A deeper analysis of what it means to follow Christ and God's purpose for tribulation, suffering, and having our faith and devotion tested. And we're also going to have a wake-up call for why we must live anticipating being here during the tribulation, whether we will or not. We should anticipate being here whether we will or not. The first thing to know is it matters because Jesus said it does. Quite frankly, that's good enough. It's good enough for us as disciples of Jesus. Jesus said in Matthew 24:36, "No one knows about that day or hour, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know the day on which your Lord will come. You also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him." So, should we figure it out when the day and hour will be? No, Jesus doesn't even know, neither the angels in heaven. And he tells us specifically to keep watch. In Matthew 24:46, Jesus says, "Blessed is that servant whose master returns and finds him doing his job." In 1 Thessalonians 5:2, he says, "For you are fully aware that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night." Revelation 3:3 says, "Remember then what you have received and heard. Keep it and repent. If you do not," he's speaking to a church here, he says, "Keep it and repent. If you do not wake up, I will come like a thief, and you will not know the hour when I will come upon you." In Revelation 16:15 it says, "Behold, I am coming like a thief. Blessed is the one who remains awake and clothed, so that he will not go naked and let his shame be exposed." Jesus says it's going to happen quickly, and we need to be ready for it. The thief in the night is the one you are not anticipating. Key point number 1. Figuring out the exact date and time is impossible, disobedient, unbiblical, and unfruitful. So if you're doing this, stop. and avoid the ministries that are emphasizing a focus on these things. Jesus warns and commands us to keep watch and be ready. And little tip, the green and underlined text always means that text is the answer to a blank spot on your study guide. So that's my little indicator. Are you benefiting from this teaching? Do you think more people need to know this? Are you doing your part to obey the Great Commission, to make disciples, and to create revival? Get empowered and start making a difference today. You can help by subscribing to our channel to get notified of all new videos. Share this video on your social media channels. Support our ministry so we can continue to make and spread more content like this. Make a one-time donation of any amount or partner with us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. There's also many free ways to get involved in the movement. We ask that you would prayerfully consider stepping up. You can purchase either individual lessons or full series at an even greater discount. You'll receive the full lesson as a single HD video without any ads or banners on it. You'll also receive the study guide that goes with it with fill-in-the-blanks, follow-up questions to discuss with your small group. You'll also receive the entire slideshow, both the PowerPoint and a PDF version that goes with it so you can teach from it your own way. These can be used in traditional churches from the pulpit, Bible studies, or small groups. Consider starting your own home church or study group. Jesus said the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Use our tools and get started harvesting today.